Great morning, you all. How are you doing? Happy Monday. This is your girl, Shan. Like I always say every week, I hope and pray that you all had an amazing weekend. I know for those here in the great state of Texas, we got to spend a 4-day weekend with our family, which is amazing. So, I can't complain. That's what me and Mr. King did. They had the little snow thing come through. Got to spend, that time with our family. We greatly appreciate it. So we hope and pray that you all had an amazing weekend as well. Now, let me get into some church announcements. First up, let me go ahead and let you all know about tonight's show. We are going to continue on with generational curses. And so sometime last year, what we did was ask people, good morning, how are you doing, neighbor? What we did is we asked people, or how you doing, bro? I thought you was my neighbor. But we asked people, what do you feel is a generational curse? Feel free to go ahead and drop your comments in here if you want to. Team will come back, look at it, whatever the case may be. Y'all know I'm going to come back and personally say good morning to you all because I do that every week. But we are going to be talking about generational curse. I need help. And prayer will fix it. Generational curse, I need help, prayer will fix it. That's what you generally heard, especially when growing up in the church. How is that a generational curse? Thank you so much, bro. Good morning. How is that a generational curse? Y'all know the King's going to get into it tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRGN 98.5 FM, The Rock. Now, thank you, boo. Now, if you cannot listen in, good morning, Chef. This is what I need you all to do. If you're not in the listening area, go to our webpage. I said every week, marriagemondayswiththekings.com. Click on the Listen Here tab and you will be able to join us. So join us on tonight. Now, what I'm going to talk about on this morning real quick, good morning, cousin, is who you procreate with is important. Okay, that is very important. And I'll go ahead and break it down and tell you why. And I want y'all to think about this with me and go ahead and drop y'all comments as y'all always do. But who you procreate with is important. Baby, I wish the old heads or the older folks, if you will, would have sat down and shared with me years ago what I'm about to share with y'all on this morning. What God allows me to share with you all. Now, why is this something that's important? What do y'all think? Who you procreate with? Now, let me say this. I in no ways are regretful of the children that I have given birth to. However, I wish somebody would have schooled me. So if you're single right now, if you're a young adult right now, baby, listen in. Who you procreate with is important. Reason being is this. Let me just go ahead and put some reasons out there. Is that person ready to be a parent? Now, I know a lot of us, was in situations where a child came about and it was something that wasn't planned. But let's talk about marriage. Good morning. Let's talk about family, planning a family, even before you get married. Having a conversation with the individual before you say I do about what is your thoughts about having children. How do you want to discipline children? These are some of the big issues that people wrestle with in their marriage, okay? Is number one, how to discipline children. One, come from a family, you don't get spankings or whatever. You just get a good stern talking to. Other ones come from a family, baby. What you're not going to do is disrespect. And that is a clash when you get married. So going back to what I was saying, you have a lot of individuals, and we've seen it in the most recent years, to where they only get pregnant. Let me just keep it real like I always do. There are women that I have overheard, had conversations with, that the only reason why they got pregnant is to try to trap a man. Come on now. Yeah, you right about that, Tisha. Blended family issues. You are so right about that. But it's to try to trap a man. And in my mind, I'm sitting up here like, how dirty is that? You have some women, because y'all know it's equal opportunity, so I'm just going to tell it like it is. You got some women who they get mad. You done procreated with this woman. You thought this woman's going to be whatever the case may be. The woman is immature, okay? And they get mad and they hold their child away from you because you are no longer with them. They don't think beyond. And I'm going to tell you all something. My husband and I have had the conversation. God forbid we don't make it. what it's going to be like. I told my husband, I will never keep you away from your kids. Okay? Never. Listen to my words. Unless there was a situation, God forbid, where, you know, you talking about harm to my child, then guess what? I got to protect my child. But beside that, I told my husband I would never keep you away from your kids. Now, with the older son that I had with, and it wasn't with my husband, it was before my husband, y'all know that, did not keep that child away from his biological father. Why? Because I did not want it to ever come back to me to say that I purposely kept that child. That was a conversation that I had with my husband. And I said, nope, I will not. Because on the flip side, I seen how dirty my husband was being done when it came to his own biological daughter. And that's just what it was. The money can roll in, but baby, you can't have no conversation with her. You can't talk to her and different things like this. So in case there's someone out there that's doubting, this bride don't know what she's talking about, let me go ahead and keep it 100. I was all up in this, so I do know what I'm talking about. So going to the reason why I say, another reason why I say who you procreate with is important is because we don't understand the harm that is done when it comes to a child, especially, now let me I talked about the females, go ahead and talk about some of these men out here. Some of y'all will go ahead and drop that seed and dip. Some of y'all will go ahead and get a female pregnant, and then guess what? If a man walk away from a female, ain't nothing too much said about him being, you know, okay, you may hear the term dad be dad. Howsoever, the woman is the one that will get more scorn, generally 9 times out of 10 in a man. But how does this play out in a marriage? Let me go ahead and tell you. Abandonment issues, okay? So if you are procreating with someone, okay, maybe you got pregnant the one time. Oops. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. And you turn around and you get pregnant a second, a third, and a fourth. You see that they're not doing what they need to do for the best interest of the child. Why are you still laying down, ma'am? I'm just asking. Why are you still laying down? Because, baby, what does the saying say? You fooled me once. Shame on you, shame on me. You fooled me twice. Y'all go there to tell me, because you know I don't know right now. But what I'm saying is very important. One of the qualities that you want to keep in mind when it comes to procreating with someone is if they are going to have the true desire to be in that child's life. Okay? The true desire. Now, I ain't talking about no backhand stuff or whatever where a person don't know that they are not, you know, the child's father, or, you know, whatever the case may be, or mother, whatever. I'm not talking about that. What I'm speaking about is if the person actually know and they choose to walk away. This is how it manifests in marriage, right? Some of us get mad at our husband or our wives because we choose not, because of what we see in front of us, but we choose not to go deeper as to the reason why it is the way that they are. Come on now, that's a mouthful. Go ahead and process that real quick. We will get mad at our husband or our wife. Some of us in the church will even get mad talking about I'm fighting spirits and demons and principalities and all these things in our husband or our wife, but you choose to dig deeper. So are you really fighting a spirit, a demon, the devil, or principality? Or are you truly fighting abandonment? Come on now. A lot of the marital issues that individuals have and problems in their marriage is due to abandonment. I don't know who I'm talking to on this morning. You could have not had your parent there, abandonment. You could have had both your mama and your daddy there, and they did not kind of attune to the needs of what you needed as a child. Maybe you had to raise yourself. A lot of us was latchkey kids, so you could still have your parents and be abandoned because the parents will probably stay in the marriage to make it look good, but they're not doing what it takes to raise up a child in the way that they should be raised, as the word of God say, to truly cultivate a child the way that that child needs to be cultivated. And sometimes it is hard when you marry an individual. And I just posted this meme not too long ago, I want to say, but when you marry an individual who grew up with abandonment issues. You know, they're not going to come out and say, I got abandonment issues, because 9 times out of 10, they don't really know that they have abandonment issues. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't want to face the reality of things in order to change it in their life. However, there are some good fathers out there. There are some good mothers out there that they didn't have what they need to nurture and grow up, but what they do is that which they wish they had is what they use to raise their child. Okay? So I'm not knocking. Some people that probably got mad, oh, she talking about me, whatever. No, I'm not knocking. What I'm saying is be very wise with who you choose to procreate with. I had to be honest. Yes, I didn't have a good experience, the first time when I was pregnant, teenage mom, the whole nine. But I was so guarded. I was guarded because I was hurt. I had to go through some things. But I thank God for my husband. I was sitting up thinking about it. My husband served in the military, okay? This joke was away on military missions. When I remember one child, the third child I had, the third son that I had, the third child, baby, my husband was all the way in Fort Polk, Louisiana. You heard me? My good girlfriend, the godmom, she called and said, hey, you need to get here. Yeah, your wife about to go into labor and you need to get here. His whole unit knew that I was about to go into labor. They knew I was about to have this baby, but guess what? They told me they still had to go to the field. That's just kind of how the military is. Okay, it's what it is. Baby, go ahead and handle your business. Let me tell you, I don't know who it was in his leadership. They said, take this government vehicle and get back to your wife. And we were stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Now, I ain't going to talk about some potential laws he may have broke speeding to get back. I didn't even know he was on the way. I didn't know the godmama called. You know what I'm saying? Him and told him to get there. But when I was there at my doctor's appointment, guess who popped up? I say all that to say who you procreate with is important. A lot of you are my same age. Baby, your kids is grown and gone, whatever the case may be. Pass this along. This may not be for you, but pass this along to your kids. You know what I'm saying? Pass this along to somebody that this may be for, because it is very important. We know as parents, our children will not listen to us because sometimes they think they know everything, okay? We thought we knew everything too. However, if they in the season of baby, make sure. And this is the thing. Do not pass judgment on the individual that you choose to procreate with, because it may be some work that you need to do within yourself. Okay? But that was just something that God put on my heart, to be careful of who you procreate with. Now, I'm going to say this. One of the things that I've been doing the last couple of years is really trying to divide, because some people will say that's why you're supposed to be married before you lay down and you have a child and this, that, and the other. Now, one of the things that I've been talking about or been researching is what is actually biblical and what is actually some man-made rule, okay? That's what I encourage you to do. Because when I go back and I think about it, and I ain't saying I know all the Bible, and y'all can drop some scripture, off the top of your heart, where does it say in the Bible? Now, I ain't trying to say, but I'm just saying, where does it say? Only thing I'm going to say is be careful. See God. Ask God, is this the person you're supposed to be with? Some individuals did the right thing. You, according to what we were taught, you did the right thing. You got married, you had children, and then you found out after you got married that the joker that you procreated with, yeah. And this ain't just a bash on men. It's not, because there are some women out there. I done talked about it at the beginning of this live. Be careful who you procreate with. And what I want to encourage you before I leave, for those of you who are in a relationship, for those of you who are in a marriage, yes, do the work on yourself. Okay, get to know who you are. Get to know what you like and what you don't like. But also, what I want and ask for you to identify is whatever it is that you're fighting within your spouse, is that actually them? Or is it something that's underlining, that's eating at them? Because we, especially as a culture, a black culture, we've been taught to keep things inside. We've been taught that that's strength. We've been taught not to appear weak and basically not be vulnerable. And that right there is toxic behavior in itself. We, as a people, as all people, it is okay for you to get in touch with your feelings and for you to express in a healthy way how you feel about something. So with that being said, let me give this example too. This is my second closing of what it could look like when you have someone that is fighting issues of childhood that manifests itself in his marriage. So let me get back to abandonment. There are generally, and I've seen mostly this in men, but it happened in both men and women, to where you try to have control over your spouse, what they wear, how they wear. Now, I ain't talking about you like, oh, baby, I like it when you dress like that. Now, that's different. You know, it's just like, oh, you know, you encourage it. No, I'm talking about you got to check in. Every time you leave the house, as soon as you get, you know, you got to, it's almost like you're a child. And the underlying issue with that abandonment issue of the individual who's doing these behaviors is that abandonment, because somebody abandoned them, they don't want to lose what they have that they love. I'm not saying that it's healthy, because it's really not. But if you're that individual, I encourage you to go get help. Don't get mad at your spouse because they're not checking in with you like they're one of your soldiers or one of your employees or whatever the case may be. That's not healthy by no means. But I encourage you to go to God, pray to God, and say, God, show me what it is. Because it's a lot of things, as we are talking about in this generational curse series, that is generational curses that we still hold on to and we don't realize. It's actually hurting and harming our relationships, our growth with our children, our relationships with our children, with our spouse, and things like that more than what we know. So, this is the person that you choose to procreate with. Did they trap you? That's what most women do. Men too. Because I've heard men say, I'm going to go ahead and knock her up so she won't be with nobody else. Think about this. I'm not inciting fear. I'm just saying be directed by God. Did they say that they wanted to be a mother or a father and whoop-de-whoop and paint this nice picture, this house with the picket fence and the dog and a beautiful family, but then when you get into it with them, that's not what they manifesting? What I encourage you to do is do some more observing. Okay, observe more than you act. What we do is we act, we jumped into the act, and then boom, we caught up. So join us tonight, Marriage Mondays with the Kings, as we continue on with generational curses. We are going to be talking about I need help. Prayer will fix it. Some of us didn't heard that. And then going forth in some of the things, we're going to be talking about family secrets. We're going to be talking about finances. We're going to be talking about the church. All these things. How does it add up with generational curses? Let the truth be told. A lot of people don't want to hear the truth. It's just what it is. Continue to walk in blindness. Continue to walk in darkness. Hey, it's what it is. Okay? So, like I always say, y'all have a blessed week. Be a blessing to somebody this week and not a curse. Okay? Can't nobody take you out of character unless you allow them to. And your girl Shan will be back with you all next Monday with whatever it is that God placed on my heart. So God bless you and blessings to you.